2023, a group of researchers formed the Truth Mafia, a collective determined to investigate conspiracies and occult mysteries that have been buried for centuries. With a passion for uncovering the truth, they delve into the darkest corners of history, pop culture, and ancient mysteries, seeking answers to questions that have plagued humanity for ages. The Truth Mafia is led by Tommy Truthful, a man shrouded in mystery and intrigue, dedicated to uncovering the hidden truths behind some of the world's most perplexing and enigmatic phenomena. Their research has led them down countless rabbit holes, from deciphering ancient symbols to exploring the hidden meanings behind popular media and literature. Despite the risks and challenges they face, the Truth Mafia remains steadfast in their quest for knowledge. Will their investigations lead to groundbreaking revelations, or will they unravel an even deeper web of secrets and lies? Only time will tell in this ongoing saga of conspiracy and intrigue.
Welcome to another episode of the Truth Mafia podcast. We're going to be getting into all this crazy weather that's taking place all around the world right now. Before we get going, make sure you smash them like buttons, guys. Hit the like button, share the video, and check out our sponsors. The links are down in the description. I highly recommend the Ultimate Wellness Band, and it's just amazing for all the frequencies we're getting hit with. It's got all them stones ground up in the band, the Shugnite and different stones, and use promo code Truth Mafia, all one word. The T and M is uppercase, and you'll get an extra 20% off. Today, I got my father with me. What's up, Pops?
What's up, family? How you doing? How's everyone doing? I'm excited to be here with you, son. A lot's been going on behind the scenes, as you know, and going to start coming out again with this show, you and I, every Wednesday, and a lot going on, a lot going to be coming out for everybody.
Yeah. So first thing, Dad, there's just all this crazy stuff going on with the weather, right? And you know, I know you've been talking to me about this for a long time.
Yes.
That it was going to get worse and worse and worse. And now they're trying to blame the Northern Lights on conspiracy theorists, of course. That's a trending topic right now. Conspiracy theorists claim government is behind recent Northern Lights display. And it's because they were testing HAARP, the weather control technology, as these aurora borealises were taking place. And HAARP can cause artificial aurora borealises, but they said it would take 10 billion years to have enough power to mimic the Northern Lights. I call BS on that myself. I think they got plenty of power. But what's really interesting about all the Northern Lights, Pops, is back when the whole pole shift thing first started, when people were talking about it, like back in 2011, I remember they said, when you see the Northern Lights from the whole United States, that's when the poles are shifting. So they were talking about this, 10, 15 years ago. And now it's happening in front of us. They're giving us all kinds of crazy reasons why we're seeing it. They say that it's due to the solar flares and that we're in a solar maximum. So the solar flares are causing it. What do you think about that?
Well, there's many variables to this equation. It's not any one thing, okay? But let me talk to you about some of the things that I know that's going on, okay? That I'm privy to information of what is happening. And actually, we are working on solutions to help mitigate the poles from shifting. Because if the magnetic sphere, I think it's called, the magnetic sphere, if it goes down completely, the poles will shift in a day, okay? And so I want to talk about electromagnetic pollution that is in our atmosphere eating it. And that's beside all the other things that are happening that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to have a problem with Facebook or YouTube. What one guy out there calls fluff tube. I don't want to have problems with that. But besides what else is going on that everybody sees in their skies, the electromagnetic pollution from the wires, from all the antennas, from all the satellites, from all of this stuff is definitely affecting all of the magnetic sphere and everything else up there. Okay. Now we're talking to a guy. I'm working with a guy right now that is in, very, very close, actually sells one of the products that I have right out there in my yard. Okay. And you all know that I'm part of the body line thing that my son TJ showed you. We'll talk about that later in the show about what the band actually is, because I've been doing it for quite a long time. But besides having to protect yourself from 5G, personally, right? They haven't set this planet up to protect the planet from all of this electromagnetic pollution that's having a major effect on everything, the weather, everything, even the way we are. And then you've got all this negativity out there because everybody sees a lot of shaking going on. And I would ask you all, to make sure that you're focusing on good, getting close to the creator, regardless if you call the creator Father God, I am, whatever, the point of origin of all things, of all creation. As there's a creator of everything in my office, there's a creator of everything around all of you. You were created. So, we're very powerful beings. So we're made in the creator's image, and we're putting all this negative energy out because we're feeding all these negative things going on, and that's adding to it. So you have electromagnetic pollution that's adding to, that is a very big problem that we will be talking. I will actually be introducing a plan called Defend Planet Earth, the product, and a plan to put things out all over the world that will help ground all this electromagnetic pollution and start reversing the situation of the damage we have done to Mother Earth, a living entity that we have disrespected and almost we're on the verge of destroying her and destroying the ability to even live on her. Now, this is not anything, let me get a little water here. This is nothing that you need to fear, because we're going to win and we're going to turn this thing around. But so you got that going on. You got all the negativity, the fighting, all of this negativity going on. Then you've got the weather warfare.
Right.
You got the weather warfare going on. And I don't need to get into that in detail. I don't want to get us in any kind of trouble. But that stuff's been happening since the 50s. Okay? That's been happening since the 50s. Just like when you investigate 5G and it's been used for military application, and you look at what goes on there, and you got the HAARP situation beaming up more energy into an atmosphere that's already on fire, okay, with getting eaten alive by the electromagnetic pollution. And we're sitting here when we're doing war and we're doing all kinds of nonsense when the planet, Mother Earth, is crying out for us to all take action as human beings to bring some of the technology that, I'm going to be introducing to all of you soon. And we're going to be bringing in people of significant wealth and resources to help us get these things deployed within a year's time to help reverse these effects. Because I got to tell you, and son, did I not tell you years ago that this weather was going to increase, the shaking was going to increase, everything was going to increase more and more and more and more, and that's what's happening. Go ahead, son.
You definitely did. And I mean, it's not just like in one location. It is crazy everywhere now. We just had in Colorado, they said it hailed so much, it's like up to the cars out there. I never even seen nothing like that in my whole 41 years on this planet. You know what I mean? There's some real crazy things taking place, man. And it seems like they're kind of playing the weather down a little bit and keeping our attention on other things that don't matter. You know what I mean?
Well, let's say that. Okay, so we have electromagnetic pollution, right? We have all the negative energy coming from the daughters and sons of God. Let's just, where it's very powerful. We've got all this HAARP stuff and weather warfare going on. Okay, we got that going on. We got the Creator bringing out the energy that flows through the central suns and flows into our sun, that flows to us, because we've been getting hit, and this is nothing to what's going to happen in early 2025. And I got to tell you, because I'm very, I've been working on myself for quite a long time, more of my brain and, my energy body and my energy portals, getting those working really well. And I got to tell you, I feel the energy shift. I feel the increase. And the earth is increasing in vibration. Okay, the earth is increasing in vibration. So that also is going to do what? It's going to start heating stuff up. Like we're hearing the things about the volcanoes, right? We're seeing tornadoes all over the place. Right. Wait till hurricane season. It's going to be, it's going to increase because, I was talking to somebody about this earlier. We might, I don't know for sure. Nothing is for 100% sure. Only the Creator of all things knows 100%. So anyone out there telling you they know 100%, that's not true. You can work on your relationship with the Creator and get more discernment so that you can make sure that you've got everything covered for yourself and your family. And then you actually can contribute to the solution to help make things better. But, we're in TJ, we talked about this. All this energy that's coming from the sun is to upgrade us, the ones that will be upgraded, right? There's people that unfortunately will not be upgraded. We're running at about 6% of our abilities. So think about that. We are built to really live forever. To have a lesser, denser body, to be more of a lighter body and a higher density, 5D, 6D. And we are going through that transition. And TJ, in the certain parts of where we are in this rotation, right? This rotation of, I think it's 25,000 plus years. We're in a very, 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 very strong energy part of this. And I don't know. I mean, how are you all feeling? Are you all feeling the energy? Hit it up in the comments below. Son, I know you are, because we talked about it the other day.
Yeah, I was throwing, dude. I thought I had like a flu or something. Then I remembered that we got hit with all them X flares. So, I mean, I was throwing up for 2 days straight from it. But I felt great after that, so.
Well, it's going to purge you, like ever since this 8th of April eclipse, and then the moon and all the stuff, we're going into Aquarius, things are heating up. So again, it's going to be one way or the other for people. And I'll say this very clearly so everyone understands it. And I've said this before, about the great separation, and there's going to be heaven on earth and there's going to be hell on earth. And there's going to be what way are you vibrating? Where are you vibrating? Sleep tight. I sleep like a baby every night. Sleep tight, because if you're on the side of the light, then you don't have anything to worry about. You just need to be making sure you got your stuff sorted, and that you're helping and participating in bringing positive energy into this. You're going to see all of this stuff happening. I mean, this device we have out here that I put into the ground that's grounding all this electromagnetic pollution, I was told, TJ, that, and I call my son TJ once in a while, so you have to excuse me, son. I was told that it would take like 6 months to fully activate, right? It's been in there longer than that. But within a week, I felt the difference in my sleep because of all of the different, we're getting hit every which way but loose from all of these things. And that is why this weather is going nuts. It's only going to get worse before it gets better. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always darkest before the dawn. But if this timeline, and you, son, I know you believe in multiple, like some people call them multiverses. Some people, yeah, and so I'm not going to get into that deeply. But there's been civilizations that have disappeared. Why? Because they're in a higher vibration. They're gone. You can't see them in the 3D.
Right.
You can't see them, and you're getting sick, and other people are getting sick. This thing has really escalated since that eclipse, that total eclipse.
Oh,
man. It's really like been full on, and now the sun isn't even in its peak yet. That doesn't happen until 2025 in the spring. So this weather is just, an introduction to what's going to happen. But, when you see this shaking, this is waking more people up. This is what I was telling my son, folks, is that, I love the fact that he wakes people up. I love the fact that we're involved with Sheriff Mack, and we're involved with MPN, and we're getting ready to launch a radio show. Okay, that's already existing, but we're partnering with them, and we're getting ready to expand it. Truth Mafia will be on that radio show. We'll have online shows and actual physical radio show that we're working on getting syndicated so that we can reach more people. And as you educate people and they know the truth through Truth Mafia and through my son and through others that are on that channel, and you get that truth, then you got to focus on the solution. Right? You want to be aware, right? You want to be aware of what's going on. You want to be aware of how did this get to this place, so we never allow it to happen again. But son, I feel the energy. I see a bunch of folks said they're feeling it too. I've almost blacked out. I'm not kidding you. I'm not a napper, and I almost blacked out the other day. It was like 2 days ago, and I've been feeling like tired in the afternoon, and I'm never tired.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people's, it seems like heart attacks are on the rise right now too. So, who knows, maybe it's having an effect on some people's hearts. And
go ahead, son.
It just reminds me, I'm not, I don't really believe in organized religion, but I do have a relationship with, source and the creator. But it just reminds me of that Bible verse that talked about people's hearts would fail in the end times.
We're energy beings, and we're getting hit with all this electromagnetic pollution and all these other things that are happening. And the earth is moving up into a higher frequency because it's going to move out of the 3D. And unfortunately, not everyone will go with it. They'll go somewhere else to a 3D until they can learn unconditional forgiveness, love, and being humble. Son, you and I have seen over the years of what money does to people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? What it does to people. And that really shows you who somebody really is when they start to get money in their hands. And you watch what they do. I've had a couple relationships like that. I mean, we're still with Sheriff Mack, right? But some of the people, and we got a lot of people coming into the Sovereign Radio with what you and I are doing with Truth Mafia and MPN. I'm very excited, very proud of you, son, what you've done, the fact that you've reached. I want to show this real quick, folks. I want you to see this. And, I can brag about TJ a little bit. I guess I have no a way to. I can show.
Yeah, you can share screen.
Okay.
Just go to present, share screen.
Yeah, I just want to show something real quick.
And Dad, how many of them devices that you have out in your yard, how many would them take? Like, okay, say
we're gonna be, listen, when this thing's ready to go, it's gonna be talked about on this channel here, this show here, before anybody else. We're getting people that are worth tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars involved in this thing. for the big units. And then we got smaller units that can help agricultural and all kinds of stuff that, there will be no shortage of anything. But I want to show you all. Can you see this, son? Can you see this?
Yeah.
I have not, my son and I put this together. It kind of morphed from Tommy Truthful into Truth Mafia, right? And we have not spent any marketing on this, and 285,000 followers. But when you go to the insight and you look at the fact that in the last 28 days, that the posts that he's done have reached 3 million people with over 500,000 people engagement and all these new followers and link clicks. I got to say, I'm very proud of what you've been doing, son, to get more and more people, into, and I should be good now, hopefully. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it froze you for a second.
Did I froze? Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Let me
it
see.
froze you.
It wants to freeze me.
I don't know what's going
Why
on.
would it do that? That's very weird. Okay, there I am. Well, folks, this is my office downstairs. We're setting up a little gym there. So just a quick little tour. My son, since this is the first show, my son loves this computer here. Check it out.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
And this is your home in Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm in Texas now. We go out to Dominican Republic to our apartment over there. But yeah, we're back in Austin for a while. I mean, I got to look at what's going on before, this summer is going to be heated. And so I want to make sure before I go back down again that I know what's going on and all of that. There's a lot of ways, a lot of the folks that watch, you're going to be able to help us get this information out to more and more people about what we need to do. Let these clowns in governments and all that, let them do their thing. Let them fall apart. We're already involved with, supporting, with Sheriff Mack and the CSPOA and MPN and Sovereign Radio. We're helping, we're working on, bringing, freedom and liberty and all of that back to America and to the world. And I know some of you also are doing that. But we got to also focus on other solutions that are going to help this situation. Because, son, you got more images, right, of the weather that's been going on? You have more images there?
Yeah, and a lot of people, this was over in the UK, a lot of people are showing that there's been 2 suns in the sky. Now, maybe it's a sun. I did a whole video on the solar simulator, and it went viral. I showed the patterns of it, and maybe that's what we're getting hit with. It could be even linked to these fires, guys. Like, you can go back in ancient times with, what was his name? Archimedes, or the guy that had the giant mirror that burned whole cities. So they was able to burn boats and cities back in the ancient times. Think of what we can do now. But this was taken over in Plymouth, UK. I believe that was the location of it. I actually put it on my big Facebook. I posted there. Yeah, UK, Plymouth. That's where that was taken at. So now what I tell people all the time too, Dad, like, who knows if it's really Nibiru that's supposed to be allegedly on elliptical orbit with our sun every 3,600 years, or some people believe that it's the black sun and it's from inner Earth. But I say we don't rule out the artificial sun created by NASA. You know what I mean? We don't rule that out, because it could definitely be that and being used for a form of population control. Now,
well, you believe that there is the light angels, right? That stay with the Creator, and I think the name was Lord Sama, Lucifer, who took 1/3 of the angels that became the fallen angels.
33%.
Right, Dracons, I think, or Drake, something like that. These reptilians that are actually integrated into our societies, right? They're here now. I heard that Planet X, that Nibiru, was actually a battle planet, controlled by, and now I don't know if this is true or not, but they said it was controlled by the light. To actually, it destroyed one of the planets of the reptilians. That was like one of their main bases. You know, people think that we've been here for 6,000 years. I got news for you. You better think a lot further than that. I thought what they were telling me before about, 140,000 years, that's even too little. I mean, that's not even right. Okay. Atlantis, when it was here, its technology was way beyond what we got right now. Right. So no one knows 100% of anything, right? The creator does. We don't. And as you continue to, I don't want to say ascend, but as you continue to go into a higher vibration and you move 3, 4, 5, 6, 7D, whatever, or you're able to be in a bunch of different dimensions simultaneously, the download of the truth is going to be Atlantis, yes, a much more in your mind. You're going to remember these things as you get closer and closer and closer to the creator, because that is what powers all of us, right? That's what powers all of us. And, right now we're running at 6%. Some are running higher. I hope I'm running higher, but some are running a little higher. But most people are lucky if they're running at 6%. And most of our DNA isn't even activated. So this is really, really interesting. I know it feels like we're in a blender. It's getting blended up, but right. It's really, really, there's a lot of good stuff going on too. A lot of good stuff going on too. I'm in this for my son. I'm in this, the battle against light and darkness, and I'm with the light, and I'm in this battle. Again, like my son said, I'm not religious. I believe in relationship. There's good in religion. I've read a lot of the books, okay, whether it's Hinduism or Christianity and many forms of Judaism. I've read a lot of books. My son knows I constantly study, okay? I constantly am feeding my mind. And there's good in religion, but there's a lot of bad too. And there's a control, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't in there. Like, how about 366 books that Enoch got dictated to him by the creator? Where the hell are they at?
Right.
You find 2 or 3 of them. Where the hell are the other 363 books that actually spells all of it out, that the creator wanted passed down from generation to generation? And it's not. And where do you think that is? They don't want anybody to see that. They want no one to step into their power, not anybody. When I say step into your power, that's about your connection to the creator. And you got to put time into that, right? The weather's going to get weirder. It's going to get weirder. Like you showed, son, hail. That looked like it's snow, but that was all hail by that car.
Crazy right there.
Right? They're messing with the weather in Dubai, where they're actually seeding the clouds. And next thing you know, they got cars floating down the freaking road and blasting through hotel doors. Right. We got to stop messing with Mother Earth. We got to get the electromagnetic pollution grounded. And son, you told me about devices. There's about 330 of these devices. Okay. The big ones that around the planet, strategically placed, will pull all of this electromagnetic pollution out of our atmosphere, start repairing the damage, and bring us back many, 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 many moons with our environment, our air, our plant life, all of the stuff that we have continuously destroyed, right? It's like, why did we put wires for electric above the ground when Tesla had it moving without wires? Why? Money, greed.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Tartarian Empire was all on that free energy. And, they was using this stuff called red mercury, too, which our government tries to lie and say it doesn't exist. But, yeah, it's created through that cinnabar. So it definitely does exist. And a lot of these resets that we're going through.
And what are you saying about red mercury, son?
Well, it's used in free energy.
Right. And you know what? You want to hear something? It's funny that you mentioned that. It's in the main pyramids too, right? But these devices have that in them.
The red mercury.
Yes.
Yeah, and they try to tell us like, all you got to do is find an old TV and take it apart, and you can find some red mercury in there. So for them to try to tell us that it doesn't exist, it's just crazy. They literally think we're dumb, and a lot of people have been dumbed down. So you can kind of understand why they think that. But yeah, it's nuts. They would rather us have this dirty electricity. And just look at it like this, guys. Who rolled out 5G first? Wuhan, China. And they had the first confirmed case on November 18th, the 322nd day of the year, that 322. Right. So, then you had 100 years prior to that, we had the Spanish flu, which was the mass rollout of the electric grid. So it's just electromagnetic frequency sickness is what is hitting everyone.
Yeah.
But
Yep. And that's why it's so important. Like this band, you see, I wear it, and it's got over 200 frequencies in it, besides the ground up Sugnite in the band itself, that actually help the body mitigate the harmful effects against EMF radiation. EMF radiation, electromagnetic field radiation, is the issue. Okay. And there's studies out there. All you got to do is, EMF radiation sickness, EMF radiation symptoms, sickness symptoms. You just put it out there and you'll see, what is going on. Well, 5G kicked that up way more than 4G. Okay. And now think about what's happening, son, and brothers and sisters out there, is that now we're putting 5G, and they can go to 6 and they can go to 7 satellites all around the freaking planet and beaming down. In Dominican Republic, I have a Starlink, son, and it's starting to bring down 250 megs per second up and down.
The Starlink?
Yes, up and down.
I don't trust that either, though. Because I could just, Oh
no, I'm using the technology, but I'm saying, the power that it must be beaming to the planet.
That's what I'm saying.
In order to produce 250 megs up and down. And now they've got 5,000 of those things out there. The plans they're saying by 2030, they'll have over 100,000 with all the people that are going to compete and all that, like 100,000 plus of these satellites beaming down. By then it could be 8G. Who knows what it's going to be? But each time it goes up, it increases EMF radiation, which is not good for the human. It's not, by the way, it's not good for the energy body, and it's not good for your biological mass body. It's not good for either or at all.
Dude, they got 10G already. Bro, some locations here in Ohio, this girl I was talking to, she's a follower of mine. She sent me pictures out in Youngstown, Ohio. You know where that is, Pops. And she has pictures of the vans putting in the 10G technology, and it's all fiber optics. It's all underground fiber optics. And they wanted to run it to her house, and she didn't let them. And they really gave her a hard time about it. And she's like, well, just cut me off then. When you're done with this, the one we have now, you can just turn me off. I don't want that in my home. And they kind of try to force it on her. So who knows? Is the 10G going to be better? Is it going to be worse? I definitely don't trust none of the technology. But is it supposed to get better the higher we go past 5G?
Yeah, once you're at, you're going into other frequencies to move into other dimensions, those kind of things don't affect you like they do when you're here at the biological way. But there are also ways to do it that's not so damaging. Remember, and I don't want to, again, we got to be careful what we say here, but it looks like everything that's done on this planet by the powers to be is intentional in order to, for their agenda, right? And my wife,
reptilians.
Well, yeah, those are the race that was seeded by the fallen angels too, right? And they're shapeshifters and all of that stuff going on there. So it's and you notice how people are starting to see more of these sightings of different things happening because the earth is increasing in its frequency which is moving it, into a higher dimension. Now, again, the timelines can split. I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody's asking about space. Look, I've never been in space. I don't know. I know that for us to think that we are the only planet in all creation is just not logical. And the fact that there's not other planets with other living beings on it, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. If that there wouldn't be, because there is. And, the creator creates. Universes are getting made every day. Planets are getting made every day. The way that they have set up the way that they run this, one day we all will know. We all will know. I'm reading a very interesting book. I don't want to talk about it at the moment, but I showed it to you, son, and I introduced you to. I showed you that guy. I want to get him on our Truth Mafia podcast show. I want to interview him and bring his information to our folks to let them tell us what they think. What is their discernment? What do they feel inside? I'm like, I picked the book up. I ordered it when I was in the Dominican Republic, and then I started reading it on Sunday. I spent 4 hours reading this book. I'm halfway through it now. And so it's logical what it's saying, okay? But again, I don't know 100% of what the creator has planned and how was creation laid out. But again, all of us
does, bro. And people, first of all, I used to believe in flat earth full-heartedly, but now I've evolved above that. It's all interdimensional, and we're in some type of giant simulation.
Well, it's holographic, 100%.
Yeah, and I do believe there's other worlds outside. Yes, is there a firmament over this? We live in an enclosed organic simulation that has most likely been hijacked by these entities called archons. And if you look into the Gnostic text, that's why the whole Library of Alexandria was burnt down. And
that is. Yep.
Yep. If you watch Jupiter Ascending, they have the Abraxas family that goes around all the different planets and harvests the people, and they make this secretion out of the people.
Yeah, they go in it and they come out and they're brand new.
Like some vampires.
I've watched that show. I watched that show a couple of times over the years, but.
Well, that's him, Dad. The Abraxas family is based on a real demon. It's an archon. His name is Abraxas, and that's what he looks like. And why we see all these elites and famous people walking around with the one black eye, it goes back to this ancient soul scraping ritual, which is nanotechnology. That's why you see the black goo crying, where they have these nano worms that go in through the eye, taking over the optic nerve, taking over the consciousness of the host. And that's how they're able to transfer consciousness from one to another, these little hybrids that these reptinoids created. So, it's for any of us to pretend like we know everything, you're tripping. Because even me, I don't know everything, and I stay open-minded to anything. But a lot of people, they're so closed off. If they're a diehard flat earther and you mention anything besides that, they tune out and leave. You know what I mean?
Well, look, here's the thing. When I turn into Superman and I can fly up and fly, or, whether it's flat, circle, dome, whatever, and I can fly and see it, then I can tell you for a fact. Okay.
Right.
Again, I think that it's very interesting that, we're talking about these multiverses, and you could be in multiple places simultaneously. The Christ, right? Some people call Jesus, some people call Yahushua, some people call all different things. I believe that was, God is, there's a God, the Father, and there's the female side, right, of the equation. And the Son is the Christ, and the Christ consciousness is coming back. And, I don't know where we're at, but this quantum mechanics and the science of the quantum fields and all that stuff is proving out God more and more, the creator more and more every day. So nobody can do. The Big Bang is happening daily. Like I said, many universes, many planets being made every second of the day. The amount of stuff that's out there is just, we don't even comprehend it. You know, there's no time in the center of all of this, right? Where this has come out and, you know, where it's all being controlled by the creator and how he's built his leadership team through his, you know, the things that he creates, because everything came from the creator. Everything. It's the point of origin of all things. So at the end of the day, none of us know exactly 100%. But what I can tell you is make the time every day to just talk to the creator like I'm talking to you right now. You know, I don't know, you know, I don't want to say something that, you know, insults you, Father Creator, God Creator. I don't want to do that. Give me the download. Give me the truth. Give me the truth. Because that's what you want. You want the truth. There's so many people saying they know 100% of exactly what's going on. And, you know, I don't know that anybody but the creator knows 100% of what is going to unfold here.
Yeah,
exactly how this is going to play out.
No, I definitely agree with you. And little promo, guys. Make sure you join the Truth Mafia, help fund the movement. This gets you access to our members-only content, our members-only WhatsApp group, and it's just a great way to help fund the movement. You know, Paranoid America made this little video for me right here.
The Truth Mafia, led by Capo De Capi Tommy Truthful, alongside his underboss Donut Factory, the consigliere Anio Saru, and Capo Paranoid American of paranoidamerican.com, all united under one flag to combat censorship and champion free speech. Become a made member today. Click the link in our bio on Instagram, in the description on all other platforms. Join the Truth Mafia, become untouchable. Play your part in this vital information warfare at truthmafia.com.
Pretty cool. He made that for me. And
Yeah,
Dad, I wanted to show you something. This started happening right after the eclipse. All these people are showing up with freaking black eyes. Maybe it's demonic possession. I don't know. My boy B Dell, he's amazing. He did a video on it. I'm gonna show a little clip of it, and then we can talk about that a little bit.
Today I'm going to give an extensive synopsis on the spiritual implications of the parasitical infestation of the black eye phenomenon that's taking place on the planet ever since CERN was activated during the time of the solar eclipse. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the encounters of this anomaly is at proliferating numbers. So that's why we must extrapolate the substantial evidence within this presentation, because the spiritual apparatus of this phenomenon coincides with the reality glitch theory by way of an interface transition that's connected to the hexahedron prism matrix system that operates on the magneto-hydrodynamic ascending gaps of the rings of Saturn that creates a holographic projection due to the subatomic particles to where it subjugates the spiritual. Like the technology in itself is to manipulate your genetical structure. When your genetical structure is manipulated, this is where your body is a low vibrational state and where these entities is able to take upon your physiology. So this is why you're starting to see people with the black eyes. This is why you're starting to see people with the reptilian eyes. This is why you're starting to see people with the demon face, right? This is why. Because when CERN was activated, this is when these entities were starting to come in. So it's not a coincidence that the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency works in conjunction with the Majestic 12, works in conjunction with DARPA, which is Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, which works in tandem with the Greys, and the Greys and the reptilians are basically hijacking the bodies of those who have the NPC avatar.
Yeah, you know, that's very interesting. And, you know, the the reptilians, you know, the Greys, all of these things that are, you know, from offset of the fallen angels, right? You know, the bloodline of the fallen angels, right? From Lucifer, you know, to all the fallen angels, they created also. And, you know, when we get to a point Somebody was talking about God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I believe in the Son. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in the Father, God. But I also believe that the feminine side cannot be left out of this, of the equation at all. And do I know exactly how that works? Absolutely not. I do not know exactly how that works. And was I a Catholic for up until I was like 12, and then I was a Christian, after that, and I had to go to Wednesday church. I had to go to Sunday church. I had to go to all that. Look, the bottom line is none of us know 100%. Okay, but there is a creator, and how that creator, I do believe in the Christ 100%, the Christ consciousness, the Christ that was on this planet to give his life to be ripped apart, right, and then to actually show us how the biological matter body and the light body became one.
Well,
Wow.
he's the same archetype as Neo from the Matrix. And what my dude just said there, how these entities are taking over the consciousness of all these NPCs. Anyone that's ever got one of my personal decodes, and if you want one, the link is down in the description. I decode you based on your name. My dad, we're going to do one live for you guys here coming up on my dad. And his full name equals 64, which is first player character. That is tied to Jupiter and Zeus and Jesus, who Zeus has always tried to protect humanity. That's the role, anyways, it plays. And then you have Kronos, which is his father, Saturn. So Jupiter has 63 moons plus the one planet, which is 64. And then Saturn has the 62 moons plus the one planet, which is 63. And that's the number of the non-player characters, 63. Black cube of Saturn, 666. All the world's a stage. And then the 64, you got the Phoenix power. This is what we were talking about with people's abilities getting amplified due to this event that we're going through. Planet X, the destroyers in 64, all the world's a stage. And whatever Planet X is, if it's from Inner Earth, or is it the solar simulator that they have worshipped that we see in Freemasonry and many of the different secret societies, it's being used to kind of factory reset us, right? And take us, we went through these global resets over and over again. The Tartarian mud floods, in the Carrington event was probably the last one we had. But we're going through a real big one right now, and all that energy tied to that, whatever you want to call it, a planet, another dimension. That's kind of how I look at it, Dimension X, and that is what is amplifying people. Plus the solar maximum that we're going through, but whatever they're trying to hide up in the sky, what they're using the solar simulator to hide and block us from seeing, right? And then you can kind of see, I think the solar simulator is the real brighter one in the front, and our actual sun is the dimmer one behind it. And there's many ancient cultures that talked when these global resets would take place that the sun would turn dark for a long period of time. So yeah, it's kind of cool to look at all that and try to figure it out. What is, if you watch Archaic's stuff, he calls it the Phoenix phenomenon, and he believes it's pretty much some advanced technology connected to these advanced humanoids from Inner Earth. So that's where I kind of lean with it too. Even the reptilians, they had these reptilian catacombs out in California. You can type in reptilian catacombs found under LA, and you'll see the 1934 newspaper article about these catacombs where they found gold in them and all kinds of stuff. So they just don't want us. I think anything that is the truth, they don't want us to know it because there's power in that. You know what I mean?
No. Well, yeah, if you follow, and I believe in the Christ consciousness, of course. Do you ever figure, remember what we have in the what you would call the Christian Bible, has the Torah in there, but it also has the New Testament and other books that aren't in the Torah. It's very small. I mean, if anybody really truly believes that's the total word of God, I got a bridge for sale for you over here. You can buy, set up tools. No, it's so much more. I mean, just 366 total books of Enoch alone. And these books were, about this thick. Okay. So where are they at? Right. So we don't know. I've heard that Planet X or Nibiru is a like you ever see Star Wars where you got one of those planets that's like a destroyer.
Yes.
But it's controlled by an army. Now I've heard that too. Now I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It could.
I heard that, but it was controlled by the light forces, and they've been utilizing it to destroy the reptilian planets. And again, I don't know. This is just something that I've heard from somebody that is really into this information, and they say that they get downloads. Again, you have discernment. If you don't think the Creator can download into you, then you don't have a good enough relationship. You better work on it, right? And I'm sure some of you have a great relationship, and then some of you have a so-so relationship, and then some of you might have no relationship, okay? But yes, you can get downloads. You can get, I've told things to my family that God told me, not that I take credit for it. And it happened. Okay. So yeah, he tells people, his sons and daughters, as they dedicate more time. Remember, the Creator owns everything, all the planets, all the universes, everything. Everything is the Creator's, 100%, 100%. So and I hate to say she, because people don't understand when you get into a specific dimension, you can create everything, right? Everything. So the Creator creates everything, created all the animals, created everything, the women, the men, the animals, the different races, the different species, everything was created by the Creator, the Creator's creation. I don't know exactly how that has, played out, but again, we don't know. We really don't know everything that we know, but we're going to find out. I got to tell you, we're all going to find out, and the weather's going to get crazy. Don't get yourself engulfed in it. I tell my son, Michael, your brother, Michael, son, I tell him, don't show my wife this negative news stuff. I don't, you tune into that. First of all, television is at 440 hertz. 440 hertz makes you depressed, makes you anxious. It's not a good hertz to be watching. And if you don't have one of our discs or one of those stickers on there, holographic stickers, even though they look thin, they got it's the frequencies in them that matters. You know what I mean? Just like this back here, right? It's the frequencies that are inside there that penetrate into my body that makes the difference, right? If I can put something on the EMF that shuts down what's happening to me with 5G and EMF radiation, where it's shutting down my ATP channel, where the good nutrition goes in and the waste goes out, and now all of a sudden it's shut down. So what happens to the cell? If it can't eat and it can't get rid of its waste, what happens to the cell, son?
It dies.
So believe me when I'm telling you, I noticed a big difference in the food. The fruits and the vegetables that I eat in Dominican Republic versus the fruits and the vegetables that say they're organic here in the United States.
Oh yeah.
They don't even taste the same. I mean, the stuff down there, I wouldn't say down, but over there, the stuff over there is so much better. It tastes a banana is amazing. I think everybody would eat bananas if they tasted the Dominican Republic bananas that have nothing on them, right? They're not sprayed. They're not, sprayed for transport or for bugs or anything like that. They're just delicious, and and so there's a lot going on here to mess with who we are and to cut down that connection with the divine, right? Let's calcify the pineal gland, right? Let's calcify the pineal gland. Let's do all of these things. Let's introduce all the different things that we consume. And I don't want to get into the detail because, again, Big Brother's watching.
It only seems like America does it, though, dude. Like, a lot of these GMOs, genetically modified organisms, they're banned in all the other countries, even third world countries, but they're shoving them down our throat. I kind of think we're like a test to, like, America is a test, Dad. Like, we're like, they're testing us with stuff, and that's why they're allowed to give us the GMOs and all this stuff over here. We're always taught this the freest.
Well, American politicians are easy to buy.
Yeah.
They're easy to buy. I mean, if you think the government runs the world, then again, I don't know what to say. It's the people behind that do it. And, you know, these senators and Congress people, they just want money. You know, they want money. You know, they want you to give them money, and they want to go in making $150,000 a year, and then they leave office and they're freaking got 30, 40, 50 million. And what from? Insider trading, where you and I and everybody here would go to prison if we did it. Meaning, say you got a friend that's a CEO, or say you're doing a law that is going to affect the company's stock price, and you can go in there and buy the stock and benefit off the insider information or the law that affects the company, and there's no consequences at all. So, you know, let's all continue to move ourselves forward, working on ourselves, and let this old system fall down to pieces, because it's all built on sand and deceit and evilness and greed, and it's built on, I would like to say, quicksand. I'd like to help be part of, and going to be part of us, you know, the folks that are going in. So I seen somebody that said something in the comments about not all people will move into the heaven on earth. 100%. Not all people will move into the heaven on earth. No, I know that picture where you turned two of them upside down and had Satan.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I mean, dude, Dad, what in the heck? What was he thinking to paint this? And then you got the monarch butterfly on his shoulder, which he said, he was like, I wanted to put something special in for the children. And so he puts a freaking monarch butterfly, which comes from monarch programming, trauma-based mind control, where they're using very dark, demonic ways of programming these poor kids. So that blew my mind when I seen that. This image, it's just like, dude, what are you doing? He kind of looks like he's engulfed in this fire, right? And then if you look at it, let me exit this part. If you look at it right here on these slides, when you mirror it, there's some little demon down in here. And it reminds me of this picture where the devil is eating the body up here, and then the torso is coming. So right here, you can see below it, you got the mouth, the torso coming out of it. Then there's also an entity up here too. There's several entities within that painting.
Right.
Several. And Dad, they do this stuff. I'm going to be very careful how I say it, but spirit cooking, where they use body fluids, and it's supposed to bind entities to what they're doing.
And son, you know, and I tell folks this too. The demons have always, remember something, and you know, you might want to change that picture. So again, you have the creator that created, and Satan was created. Samanas, I think that Lord Samanas, who was Lucifer, was created, and actually was like, you know, one of the most beautiful, you know, angelic beings. And, you know, Michael, Archangel Michael was created. And, you know, Christ was, you know, came from out of the Father, right? And again, this entity is everything, all right? Everything. And when they started seeding the planets with, you know, God, right? God created, you know, his DNA. God's got his DNA. Well, when Satan fell and took a third of the angels, Their deal was to seed and to take over and to sacrifice the Luciferian DNA, whatever it's called. You know what I mean? Draconian, whatever it's called. Okay. They didn't want God. Yeah. They wanted to eliminate all of God's DNA people, get rid of them all. That's why if you look back, even when they in the Jewish, the Hebrew Bible, the Judaism, and you read about, that they kept going back to sacrificing the kids through the other relationship with the other, towns of different people, different races of people. They always went back and started, burning the children again. And understand, this is one, they get the power from it. We know all that stuff that goes on. I don't want to talk about that because, again, we have to stay within, these social medias, be careful.
Well,
right?
YouTube, yeah. If we was just on Facebook, it wouldn't matter. Facebook really doesn't flag you. I've put some crazy stuff on Facebook, but they take my channels anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean,
right. And so, the thing about it is, the devil created race, right? The reptilians, all this going on. And the light and dark has been battling for God knows how many years, billions of years. I have no idea, because there's no time, with the creator. Who knows what time is there? There's no time, right? But at the end of the day, that's been going on. That stuff you're showing for ever, that's been happening as long as there's been that DNA on this planet. And I serve the light. Somebody said about you, so you serve I don't know who that is, Goodwin. I serve the light. I serve the creator, the point of origin of all things. What was always been and always will be, not any of the creation. I don't serve creation. I serve creator of all things. Satan was created. He's not the creator, even though he wants to be, right? Okay, not me. Oh, I'm glad, brother, because it ain't me, that's for sure. And even though he wants to be the creator, he's not the creator. The creator created him. Okay? So, this battle has been raging on for a long, long time. There's some people that think this blasting that's happening from our sun is going to activate more of our DNA, and that it's going to create a separation of timelines where you have the heaven on earth and the hell on earth.
Yeah, well, CERN is creating them parallel timelines right now. And John said the devil created nothing. He only steals. Well, that is true, though. So what he'll do, and the archons, if you read about the archons, they can take anything that already exists and manipulate it. But they can't. So they'll take anything God created and invert it and attach their little negative energy to it. A lot of holy and sacred things they have inverted, like the number 666. That's breakdown for carbon. It has nothing to do with nothing evil. And then even the number 33, which represents our inner Christ, our inner Christos.
Yes, right. And even when I was born on the 13th, I mean, how they tried to turn that number into a terrible number. They always take symbols and numbers and all of that and pervert it. They pervert it to, again, fool the people. I can't wait till, when I sent you that video that one night when I was using your system and I ran my name, I was blown away of what was there. I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I was like, okay, this is very interesting. And because of some of the things I'm involved in, and I know people right now that are fighting the darkness. I mean, they are fighting it. There are light workers all over this planet. There's angelic beings all over this planet. Don't you think for one second that there isn't a battle raging that you cannot see with your human eyes right now, because you're not at the frequency to see it. If you're at the frequency to see it, just like Elijah opened up the servant's eyes when the army was surrounding them, and Elijah could see beyond what the third dimension and could see the warrior angels surrounding the army that was just could destroy it. You know what I mean? But the servant couldn't see it because his vibration, and Elijah prayed to the Creator and said, open his eyes to see what I see, and bang, he's seen it. And when Adam was first created on this planet, he wasn't created in 3D. He was not created in 3 dimension. The fall brought us down to this density. I mean, Adam seen the angels coming and going from the planet. Heaven and earth were like, pretty much there. They were traveling very quickly back and forth. And it was the fall that brought us down to lower density, right? And we're all
the galactic center. They have this thing called the Golden Gates, right? And it's called the Galactic Center. It's supposed to be a portal from heaven to earth, and that the elites are trying to destroy it. When we see the Golden Gates out west go down, guys, that will probably be symbolic of that event. And also it'll be connected to our currency collapsing too, because they're definitely trying to collapse our physical currency and flip us to this whole digital currency. But
hey, don't you like, son, the guy that's sitting there promoting crypto on this show? Every freaking other thing. Please, whoever's the moderator, remove that guy. This is not a place to promote your crypto.
Dude, they always try that stuff. I'll handle him. Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, again, people that do these kind of things and negative things and are not helping other people will not move forward. They will not make it. Okay. 2 were in the field. 1 was taken. 1 was not. 2 were in the house. 1 was taken. 1 was not. Based on your vibration, based on what you're doing, as little as a comment where you're spamming a show that has nothing to do with crypto, or if it even did have something to do with crypto, it's not your show. It's not your show. Well, it's such negative energy that those type of people will not go anywhere. They'll go somewhere, but it ain't going to be to heaven on earth. That's for sure.
Bro, he really spammed me, didn't he? Holy
yeah,
crap.
that's why I called it out. And look, I'm going to call people out. I don't care. That's the way Papa Truthful is. I'm going to call people out if they're not behaving. I'm about love and light. I love you, brothers and sisters. I want to help you. There's things that we're going to be bringing to the table to help you in every single area of your life. That's where I've been. I've been working on them with the team. Okay. And we're going to be introducing them over the next, as we bring these podcasts out more and more. There's a product that used to be the main ingredient, the only ingredient. We're not going to tell you what it is at the moment. The only ingredient in that product, except for the stuff that helps it penetrate your cells, used to be in all of our food. But guess what the problem was? Why did they take it out of the food? Because it actually kept the body in balance to heal itself. What? Yeah. It basically kept the body in balance to heal itself, and it used to be in all of the food. And no, it's not hemp. No, it's not hemp.
Nope, not hemp. But
so TJ, I sent him, because I'm working with these folks, helping them. This was another God thing that was brought to me. I wasn't looking for it. And I sent my son some of this, and the pictures that he has, he'll be sharing, on a show that we'll be doing, that we're going to be talking about this and everything else to make sure that you are getting and economically, okay, that you're getting your energy body and your physical body in the top shape that you can get it into, because you got to get there. We all got to get there together because of this increased vibration, this increased frequency. We got to get there. We got to. Oh yeah, I'm a pro hemp person. Don't misunderstand me, but this is not hemp, and it is powerful. TJ, is it real?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good stuff. It definitely helped me a lot. with
Well,
my leg.
yeah, don't get the details, because when you tell the story and you show everybody what it did for you, I think they're going to be very excited about it. And this company also, the owner of this company is the one that introduced me to these systems that actually pull the electromagnetic pollution out of the atmosphere and will reverse all the damage that we know who did. Okay. And that's good for, our grandchildren and children and all that. Now, again, if come next year, in the beginning of the year, we get hit with the solar blast that are supposed to make these ones look like nothing, by the way, we'll see what happens. Again, I don't know the time. I don't know the day. I don't know the year. I don't know when the creator is going to do whatever, where the two are in the field, the one is taken and the one is not. One's going into the higher dimensional realm and the other is stuck in 3D. And good luck, because you're going to just recycle through until you get it.
Yep. Definitely not a good thing, right? Oh, wow. This little kid that they just found some little kid in what's a borrow pit? I don't even know what the hell that means. That's
the silver. The silver is good. The silver, by the way, I still think I have the frequencies. I'm going to be setting up something in Tommy Truthful where I'm going to bring in some of these frequencies we have for our members. If you can, do it, support the Truth Mafia. Absolutely. Do that so we can continue. We're working on, by the way, we're talking about AI. I know that we were going to talk about AI in this podcast, and AI can be used for good, and AI is being used for bad. It's being used for good, and it's being used for bad. It's being used for both.
And Pops, I think that we're so far more advanced. Eric, thank you for that donation, brother. I think we're way more advanced than people think we are with artificial intelligence. And you remember who Edward Snowden was, Pops?
Yep.
He worked for the NSA, and then he's over in Russia now. He back in 2012, he did this interview. I got to find it on the internet, but he said in the near future, they will be using weather control technology and geoengineering to cause population control. And I mean, I think that's what's going on right now. Not only that, but they want to get us out of the country, out of living on our own. If you have a farm or your own sustainable situation going on, they want to get you into these 15-minute smart cities that are all ran by artificial intelligence. And I think artificial intelligence is what's controlling the weather control technology, which is really fallen angelic technology. That's what it is that they're using on us.
Well, okay, so they've been using AI for decades. They've had this technology they're releasing now has been around for 30, 40 years. And they've been using it on us behind the scenes, right? I'm not sure. I think in Norway, you can get it on the site to Norway. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can. If it's in that selection, they can ship it there 100%. But
links in the description.
Yeah, we're working with it to get the truth out. We're working with it to help, do the things that we need to do online for business, right? To get more and more people. And what we're putting together will help other brothers and sister patriots and stuff to do the same. I mean, we can't let them have an unfair advantage. We got to deploy it too. But remember something, the reptilians based on technology, right? They do everything with technology. When you're like an angel, like Archangel Michael, or sometimes they call him Lord Michael or Christ Jesus, you don't need technology. You can create anything you think about instantaneously. You have to be love and light completely, because you can destroy anything with your mind. You can create anything with your mind. You can go anywhere with your mind. So why do you need technology? Right? Why do you need technology? So eventually we don't need AI when we're at that level of vibration. We won't need AI. But right now, in this 3D battle that we're going in right now, and the other side has been using it and on us constantly, we've got to utilize it to help us, get more people, wake more people up. The goal that I have personally is how many more people can we help wake up? Once they get waking up and they understand what really is going on, then how can they get involved? One, make sure they're solid, make sure they got revenue streams coming in. By the way, we're launching something in truthmafia.com that's going to let you promote truthmafia.com and make money off of truthmafia.com on all of the different sponsors. Okay. So we're working on that with all of the brands that we have, so that people, if they say, hey, I really don't want to, have my own business, or I don't want to promote a particular product, but I'd love to share, this information and share videos. And, if people go back and watch the information, they're from my link, I make money. That's some of the things we're going to be introducing that we've been working on that are now ready to go, for this period of time that I haven't been doing lives. And now I've got things sorted where we'll be doing this every Wednesday and other things we will be doing. And TJ and I will be bringing on guests too, where to help you. Because again, okay, you're awake. Now what? Work on yourself with the creator, your relationship. Keep working on that. That's the most important thing. You want to get to that vibration, you got to work. Then what are you doing for your energy body? Besides your physical body, eating better. I got to eat better. My wife is very thin, but I'm sure TJ, you need to eat better, right? We all need to eat better.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
some people that do eat very, very well, but get taking care of your energy body and your biological body, opening up your portals, making sure that you're doing exercises that are going to help open up your portals. Some people call them chakras. I call them energy vortexes, basically, that keep that energy body going. Now they have devices that can actually see the energy body. Okay. They have technology where you can see the energy body. And by the way, another benefit of this product that we're going to talk about, TJ, go through his whole story, go through the science, all of that, literally helps get the energy body back into, when you look at the energy body, there's a bunch of dents, looks like somebody's is smacking it with a ball bat. This helps smooth all that around again. So, and there's been tests on it to show that. So that's pretty significant. Remember, this was in the food. This used to be in all the food until they refined it out, a lot of food. Then they refined it all out, right? They make sure that nobody's getting qualities of that, just like they make sure they put fluoride in our water, right?
Right. And speaking of chakras, the earth has these chakras and energy fields too. And if you look at all the rituals they've done over the years, it's so strange. It's all done in this shape of this giant pentagram. And then it pushes all that energy back towards the middle, where guess what we have right there? A collider, just like over in CERN. We actually have two of them, one in Illinois and one in Tennessee. And it's right in the center of that circle. And where did the twin eclipses, guys? It made an X over that same mark right there, that same New Madrid fault line. And we did have a ritual 41 days over, a mass shooting. It wasn't on the 40th day, but it was on the 41st day. So 41 days before the 2017 Great American Eclipse, we had the Texas fires pop off, right? And then go back to 2017, 41 days after that event, that eclipse, we had Route 91 Harvest Festival, the Las Vegas shooting. So it didn't, it didn't take me much to figure out they would probably do some staged event on the 18th of this month, which they did. They had a shooting on that day. It seems like they've ramped up these type of rituals since after the eclipse. And it's all about harvesting energy. Dude, there was this crazy rumor, Dad, like during the eclipse, our government was working with these entities and trying to, so they made contact with these entities at CERN. And then the entities told them that they had to harvest this thing called loosh, which is our energy signature.
Sure.
They keep us in a
Yep.
state of fear and terror to amplify the loosh that they harvest. So like tons of videos went viral of something that looked like a craft coming and going around the backside of the eclipse. And then the very next day on the 9th, the anniversary of Prince Philip's death, we had these 80-foot waves down in the Antarctica region.
Yeah,
And
I seen that anomaly that was all red in the map by South Africa, right, and all of that.
Yeah. So the rumor is, anyways, that was that giant ship going underwater, and that they gave these entities a big part of Antarctica, which they're probably demons, honestly. Who knows what the hell these governments are working with. But now the Vatican, did you see the Vatican just released about what you should do if you see an alien and stuff?
Yeah. Well, again, there's these demonic aliens that are from, the Lucifer DNA and all the fallen angels. And then there's these angels that are from the creator. And, royalty is BS, Jay. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, it's interesting what is going on. And again, I think that however we all can get ourselves sorted, and then that's interesting. Yeah, he's preparing everybody to talk more about that. They've been setting up that whole thing for a while now, right? For a couple years, I think, the government. And yeah, you're right about that, Bernie, about the Vatican, for sure.
Yeah, this is my boy Slinging Stone. He did a video on it, guys, so you can check that out up on truthmafia.com. Another really good video that I recommend for everyone, because this is just some positive, good stuff, is this video that my boy Disclosure Hub did. And it's teaching you how to grow your own herbs and actual herbs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a cool video. It's a couple hours long. It's full of so much good information. I highly recommend that one too. But yeah, man, I wanted to show them some of these things that are going on around the world. Like, it's never ending. One thing after another, after another, after another. So this was the tornado. And then did you guys see also they said, hold on, let me show you this real quick. I'll come back to that. Also, look at this. Did a storm chaser's car get sucked up into a tornado on live stream? So you guys probably heard that went viral, right? They said some storm chaser got sucked up, which I researched it, dove into it. It's all a lie. So they like to put stories like that out so that we will share them, and then they can come and hit you with fact check and make it look like you're a compulsive liar. That's how they do it. Here's the original post. It's a terrible video, by the way, I might add. So terrible. I don't know how this video went viral. Right here. Look, it's just a little piece of, this went crazy viral. And that top camera is supposed, now the true story is they were there, but they hydroplaned. So they thought that was them getting sucked up in the tornado. They were chasing the tornado. That part's true, but they hydroplaned. They didn't get sucked up in it. So that's how you got to be careful with fact check, because they're very deceptive like that. And in the original story, they fact check it. So they walk you through this whole thing about it. And then at the bottom, they make these people look like liars. They show the links to all their different accounts. And that's just how they do. So you got to be very careful. Whenever you're sharing information, you got to research it yourself, guys. Don't just take what someone says on YouTube and share it instantly. unless you can trust that person full-heartedly, because a lot of these people are controlled opposition. They really are. And speaking of all these, this was one, or this was the Iowa one. So here's Iowa right here. Let me push play. Let's see. I mean, these tornadoes are just manifesting everywhere, which, believe it or not, you look at Gematria, tornadoes is in that 666 cipher. But like I told you, it's not originally a bad thing. There was a big one last night in Illinois. So I was watching it live as it was happening. It was pretty exciting, actually, to watch. Now, we almost had one up here where I'm at in Ohio. We had a small one in Ohio, but it wasn't around where I'm at. And my mom said we ain't had a tornado here since I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I guess we had one out by Marlboro, where my grandpa stays, Dad.
Yeah. When I was young and living in Ohio, we had them. We had the tornado.
You guys had them?
Yeah, they might be exciting for you, son, but they ain't exciting for the people that they're heading towards. I can tell you that right now. Can you imagine?
Well,
right?
No, I know.
Yeah,
I pray for it.
The energy within that. Yeah, it's again, all of these things that are going on will continue to intensify, and some people, like you said, about when they talked about people's hearts failing them based on what they were seeing happening, and I can see that with a lot of people that won't make it. There's things right now with people that are a friend, acquaintance that has a friend that owns a bunch of rehabilitation centers. There's been more overdose deaths than in the history of these centers. Okay. People there's going to be a lot of people leaving the planet, right? But not leaving it from a higher vibration, but leaving it because they've chose to do it over again somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Right. And now they're telling us the solar flares we're about to have these cannibal CME. So that sounds crazy right there. A cannibal solar flare. And as it's going to amplify what's going on with the Aurora Borealis. So you're going to be able to see that even more, which I think it has something to do with shifting right now. Because, I'm 41 years old, guys. I never seen this damn thing ever. So it's kind of crazy that we see it over and over and over again. And this is down in Texas. They just keep getting hit with hail down there. That's where you're at, Pops. You said this ain't happening in your location, though, right?
No, I haven't had that happen yet here. No, it's interesting.
Texas is massive, right? And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys was this story. I showed you a screenshot of it, but so you can see that it's an actual story. Heavy equipment snow shovel used to clean up hail, piled knee deep in small Colorado city. My friend Lindy lives out in Colorado. I wonder if she's cool. Look at this. Look at that, guys. So Mother Nature is not happy right now. Not at all. This video is 44 seconds long too, which is HAARP. HAARP equals 44. Go figure. Look at that. And this ain't wintertime. Whoa, look at that, dude. That's all hail, guys. Can you believe that? I wouldn't want to live there right now. Would you, Dad?
Look, it's gonna get crazy. Again, we gotta focus on just look at this stuff and go get focused on yourself and your family. Make sure that you do have some stuff for emergency situations, that you have some food and water, and maybe some solar powered battery generators or backups, whatever you can do. But it's going to even get more intense as this year goes on, it's going to get very intense with what's going on with the weather and all that.
It definitely is. And guys, I just want to let you know, all the links, like for the 5G protection where my dad has that on his wrist, that's right here. You click on it and you got to put the promo code in just like this. All one word. The T is capital. The M is capital. That'll get you your 20% off. You just click on it. Boom. Brings you over here. Save your 20% off. And then to join the mob. Did they really break my link right here? Hold on. Let me see.
It's not broken. It just does that.
Why does it do that now? I don't like that.
I don't know.
It's so weird. It never used to do that. You notice it's been doing weird stuff like that. Like, why is that B broke? I noticed it the other day, but it didn't seem to affect it. So, yeah, you know. And then if you want to get your personal decode with me and find out your role, that link's also down there. That's something I just do on my own too. I enjoy doing it, honestly. I like looking at everybody's different synchronicities, and it's pretty cool. I'm going to do Dad's live on here. Maybe we'll plan for that a couple episodes from now. But what do you got anything you want to plug, Pops, before?
Well, not that I want to plug, that I want to say that, look, things are going to look very, very dark again before the dawn. The darkest is before the dawn. Just focus on getting yourself sorted. Make sure you got food and water. Make sure you got backup batteries, candles, lights, all that stuff that you need. Get, that prepared so that if something happens that you can, take care of you and your family. Work on yourself with your spiritual connection. Again, it's about relationships. It's not about, I'm a religious person. But by the way, most people that are, in religion, I think that in the Christianity, they spend about 5 minutes, like the average people, 5 minutes in their Bible a week or something on their own. I don't know. It's not a lot, but God's not looking for money. He's looking for time. So give God time, give him time, and, build that relationship so that you get the discernment so you can prepare yourself. You could thrive or survive or not survive. I think that we all should be on the thriving side of this, okay, of this whole situation coming on. We got more stuff that we're going to be doing on these Wednesday night podcasts. We'll be bringing out a lot of stuff to you. We'll also be bringing on some guests that we'll be bringing on to help. Again, always listen to people with an open mind, but also, pray for discernment about what you heard and, dig in yourself. Don't let anybody use you as a puppet, because you're nobody's puppet. I tell people, don't worship anybody, not my son, not me, not anybody. Worship the Creator. We all have respect for people, but I see a lot of idolism out there going on with people. Idolism has never been bigger than what it is today, between sports figures and actresses and actors and politicians and business people. Don't idolize human beings. Okay. But love you all very much. Exciting, son, to be doing these with you.
Can we take a couple questions before we go?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, let's take questions. Absolutely, 100%.
So she's a good supporter of mine, been with me a long time. Do you think China and Russia is hitting us with weather warfare? Well, I think most of it is probably our own government. But, yeah, I'm sure there is an element of that with it, too. With China and Russia. I don't think Putin's this evil demon that America portrays him as, though. Honestly, I got more faith in him than some of our own leaders, but that's just my opinion on it. I can't tell you for sure. What do you think, Dad? Some of it?
Well, I mean, look, all we want to do is fight. It's the biggest business on the planet, right? The bankers fund both sides of the equation, and they finance it for war and they finance it for rebuilding. They make trillions, of dollars. That's what it's all about. Most of the countries that we're fighting with, the United States, do not have the Rothschild central banking system in them. So they don't like that, you understand? And now with what's going on with, you know, all this crypto stuff, all this stuff that's happening, it'll be very interesting to watch. But usually we're in war with people that aren't, you know, what we did to Russia was wrong.
Yeah.
Stealing their money, the dollars they had. You know, who in the hell wants to handle dollars if anytime the United States gets pissed off, it can take your money? I mean, no one's going to want that deal. We created our own issue there. We shouldn't be doing that. You know, we shouldn't be doing that. And everybody's the boogeyman, right? Because we got to keep that freaking war machine going. War machine, right?
Yep. It is so crazy how they painted, and Putin has tried so many times. Like, he's tried to warn us on live TV what's going on. If you really follow him, it seems like, and I'm not saying he's not controlled, who knows, but I definitely don't believe he's this evil person like they're portraying him to be.
Look, no one's perfect. Everybody's got, you know, no one's got, you know, opened their closet and there's, you know, no cobwebs. And the people that say that, usually there's a secret door behind the closet and there's more cobwebs than anybody's seen in their life. So right. no one is without, let's say, sin. Nobody. And Putin's got his stuff. I'm sure he's done things that he wishes he didn't have to do, right? You know, but at the end of the day, this whole system is wrong. The whole system is wrong. We should not be fighting and battling with other countries. We all should be loving each other, working together to get everybody food, water, shelter. You know, bring free energy out. You know, we got enough energy from this, just from the environment, the planet, to power everybody and everything 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bring out these new technologies that help heal people based on frequencies, bringing their energy. Remember, all sickness starts in your energy body. All sickness starts in your biofield. All sickness starts in your energy body. And we don't even do anything about it. Son, there's a worming thing that Brother Jack Mullen gave me. And it is, we're going to go over it. We're going to have a show and talk about it. And you can get this stuff on Amazon or wherever you want. The feed store. Some of this stuff is like, you know, ivermectin and Panicure and other things, but the human body is saturated with parasites and worms. You know, we worm our dogs, heartworm, and we use Panicure, Stringent to get the worms out of them. Worm our cats, worm our cattle, worm our horses. We worm pretty much every animal like that, you know, that we domestic animal. I
wrote a blog about it.
We don't worm the human being. We don't worm the human being, and a lot of these problems that, but you know, it starts in the energy body, but a lot of problems are from all the massive amounts of parasites that people have in their body. Charlene's saying I take ivermectin once a week. Yeah, ivermectin was the do not talk about situation. And they're finding out all kinds, very inexpensive, doing all kinds of amazing things for people. But, you know, I've got a whole document, 180 pages, that everybody can download for free that we can give them. And I think we should have a show and talk about it and then give people the information. Worm serpent, 100%.
Well, I mean, it went viral about worming on Joe Rogan's show. So everybody in the truther community was sharing it. And usually when that happens, I stand back because it seems controlled to me. So I looked at the numbers of it and I don't know, Pops. I don't know if I trust it. But what do I know? Maybe it is good. Maybe it does help people. If there's people out there that has really, I'm talking about it curing cancer.
Well, I don't know about that. I know that it kills worms because I used it at the kennel. You know that you worked at the kennel very young. You worked at the kennel throughout your youth. And, you know, we wormed the dogs with ivermectin. We wormed them with Stringent. We wormed them with Panicure. We were doing wormings. You know, they were on a set schedule for deworming. and then we take fecal, we have them tested, their blood tested, and we have no worms. And human beings are full of parasites. And, one of the sisters here said about a serpent. Yeah, I mean, what better to destroy the energy body with all these frequency attacks and all of that, and load us up with a bunch of parasites, because they load parasites into the food, right? There's parasites in the food, not all of it, but some of it. And so I think they ground up. So there's a lot of gross stuff happening, and we all have to get a lot more on top of our preventive maintenance of our biological body, our energy body, and get those things into tip-top shape, because the energy is only going to increase. And again, how many of you brothers and sisters have been feeling the energy increasing again? How many of you feel that you feel like something big is, big is happening here? There's a lot of things going on, but I'm talking about really big is going to push through here. And I think if you say on the side of love and forgiveness and being humble and being productive, helping your fellow man and woman, brother and sister out, we're all from the same creator, by the way. We're all related. I know that sounds crazy, but we're all, part of the same creator. 1150 hertz parasite removal frequency. Yeah, we should check that information out, because yes, vibration frequency can kill it.
Julie, you don't need to go to the doctor, honey. If you do want some of that, you can go to like your local cattle store, or like there's a bunch. You can get it here in Ohio locally. You just go up to the feed mill store and you can grab it there. So you don't have to go to a medical physician to get it. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving you no medical advice. I'm just letting you know.
Well, yeah, and they've got it now online that you can order the ivermectin and all of that good stuff. And it's again, parasites could be demons. Hey, who knows, right? I mean, it's definitely not healthy for you. That's for sure. And like I said, I come here and I start eating the food here, and I'm like, okay, well, definitely, you're allowed to do so much here that, like Dominican Republic, I did not see one chemtrail.
None.
Not one.
That's
the sky
crazy.
is so blue that it's just amazing how blue it is. Not one chemtrail. So we'll be bringing on a lot of guests in the future to help with all of these things, bringing on people that are experts in different areas to help you all. Once in a while, we'll have a guest on, not every time, but as my TJ and I, we get them on, we'll be having them. So we're going to have fun on these shows. We'll take any more questions. Just what evil is a parasite.
They got that's pretty much it on the questions. I just wanted to tell my people out there in Oklahoma that I'm definitely praying for you, because they're going to hit you guys again with directed energy weapons out that way. So get ready for some more storms. You guys know who was telling you we were going to get hit with storms before they started? Your boy Tommy. So when everybody else was saying a million different conspiracies happened about the eclipse, and I said it was going to be HAARP and geoengineering, and that's what we're getting bombarded with. So we thank you guys. Make sure you check out all the links down in the description. Become a member, help support the platform, and we love y'all. Thank you for rocking out with us today. Hit them likes, share the video. We're out.
Take care.